is a low end would be pretty much around under $5, yeah,
Yes.
around
Yeah.
1 to 2 or $5 under $5, and high end you're talking about $7, $10 or $12 around that side, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And, again, just to reiterate, every dental practice's Google campaign and costs look different. You can aim for these cost per click rates, but if you start your campaign and these are kind of looking more expensive or cheaper than what you anticipated, it's always a good reason to look at why. Is it the competition? Is it the fact that you're in the CBD or rural area? What's going on, and how can we optimize your campaign to take in those factors and get the best possible result for you?
Absolutely, and that's where our team at 360, the whole Google Ads team, they focused on how to maximize that click, isn't it? How to get more click.
Yeah.
So there are a number of ways, isn't it? I would imagine. I mean, increasing the keywords, specific keywords, also using negative keywords.
Yeah.
What else?
Looking at the click rate is there's many factors. First of all, if you want to increase your clicks, well, a click is a click, but is it actually turning into a patient? Looking at increasing your clicks is one step to building your conversions. And so you can look at things at your impression share. How often are you ranking on top compared to your competitors? How often are you actually showing up when someone searches? And often what happens is that you might be limited by the budget you've set. And whenever we see that come up, that just tells us that there's potential for you to be reaching a wider audience. You're just limited by how much you can actually invest in your market. And so when that happens, we may, advise you to increase your budget by $10, $20 per day. And that's because we see the potential for people to actually be clicking on your ads and coming to your clinic. Now, once you increase your clicks, the next step is obviously how do we turn those clicks into patients? And
absolutely, that's the goal. We put so much money, Praveen, here in the clicks, but we don't worry about the clicks. All I care about my books fill up, or all I care about how many phones this week rang. So, what's your thought about the conversion then? Yes, please.
Sure. So first of all, we have to think: are these clicks actually valid? Are they relevant to what we're trying to bring patients in for? For example, if we're running an emergency dentist campaign and we're getting clicks for people who are looking for, Invisalign or dental implants, and they've clicked on our ad that's taking them to a landing page about emergency dentistry, they're not the right people clicking on our ads. So the first step is to make sure that we're targeting the right people, that we're showing up where it's relevant. Once we get that under wraps, then it's going to be like, okay, well, what is the person seeing once they click the ad? Right? We know our ad copy is great because they're clicking it, but what's the next step? What are they looking at? Is it our home page? Is it our service page? Is it a designed landing page? Whatever it is, we need to make sure that it's easy for that person to then make the next step. And that next step is to actually pick up the phone, call, or book an online appointment. And that means removing the barriers of entry. It can be as simple as adding more call to action buttons. It could be as simple as adding your phone number actually on the page.
Yep.
So all those things we look into, making sure that the journey for the patient is as easy as possible.
Spot on, Katie. Now, how important, we touched on in one of our recent events about the photos, right? They're personalized photos, and like suppose, let's say if any patients are going to the implants page or veneers page, you don't want to show general clean checkup,
Yes.
do you? So they need to be right photos on the right page on the right time. So would that help in Google Ads?
It would, and I think again that just says, when you're on the website, when you're online and you're looking at a dentist's page, the patient is expecting to get a sneak peek into what to expect once they actually walk through the doors of your clinic. And so if you've got really outdated photos that are very stock imagery, or they're just not relevant to what's actually the content actually on the page, well, that's going to leave a bad taste in the patient's mouth and they're not going to want to come. So making sure you have relevant imagery is really important, not just for Google Ads, but across your whole website.